Alrighty, everybody, welcome to the premiere match of the Big 12 Big 10 scheduling challenge. And back with Jordan Street another night. Number 14 Arizona takes on number 3 Maryland in a top 15 battle. This should be a fun one.
Very solid showing, and ultimately looking forward to having them back. They got the sweep over Louisiana, now going toe-to-toe with Arizona, and this is just a clash between two teams that is always so fun. I remember when these two teams played back in season 4, back in, I believe it was round 2 of the championship tournament. These two teams faced off as one of the most highly anticipated games. Believe Maryland took it then. Arizona
won.
Wanted the run back. Arizona won?
Arizona won 3-0. It was the regular season game, was the only meeting, I believe. The VOD that I have on YouTube is a regular season game, and Arizona won 3-0. So they must have been.
They also played back in season 4 in the tournament, and it was 4-2 Maryland.
They must have two different results then.
Yeah, it looks like they may have split, but now going head to head in season 8, I mean, it's going to be fun to see Maryland, being a top 3 team, already having themselves a good showing under their belt in non-conference play. Arizona, they always know it's going to be a test when it comes to the Terps.
I mean, again, these are two really good teams. Anybody can win, obviously, but it's going to be a tough battle to get the job done here tonight. We saw Maryland last night survive Louisiana in 3 with number 16. Now we'll play number 14, Arizona. A little bit of a step up, and Arizona still has Purdue to go later this week. So, again, a lot of tough competition still awaiting both those teams.
Yeah, Arizona, facing the number 3 of Maryland and then facing the number 12 of the Boilermakers. That's going to be, it's a tough non-conference slate, but that's because the Wildcats are a team that people have a lot of faith in.
I mean, we've gotten to watch this program compete at a high level for a very long time. A lot of really good results, and again, you've got high expectations for both Arizona and Maryland. We talked last time how Maryland's a national title contender. Is how far can Arizona go?
I mean, this is a team I always think they can make it to the tournament. I think that's kind of routine for them at this point. I think it more comes down to if they can really take down the big teams when it comes to the tournament, if they can really kind of find some of those, maybe not upsets, but take down some of those teams that they should. It's always kind of a question mark. Last season, of course, made it to the round of 16 before getting swept by Wichita State. It's one of those things I want to see them go far.
I mean, I like to see both teams go far. I mean, again, I think until they run into each other, or Akron or Indiana, I think really they can beat anybody. I think the tournament this season is going to be a lot of fun. Obviously Akron is probably the projected favorite to win it. But again, Arizona, Maryland, Indiana, Purdue, tons of teams that really can make a deep run in April. And I think 2 of these programs right here are going to be the front runners.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I mean, seeing the Big 10 and the Big 12, 2 of the most fun conferences to watch. I think the Big 10, a little more stacked, and Maryland, they're going to have their hands full, but the Big 12, always very competitive. Arizona, always around the top, if not leading the charge. And the Cats, they're going to be dangerous. They are going to be a threat. I mean, they're ranked number 14 for a reason. Definitely can see them move up, but you got to start off with a good showing versus Maryland and eventually versus Purdue.
We're just waiting on Maryland to hop in the lobby and show up here, but once they're in, we will be ready to go here for Game 1. As number 3 Maryland takes on number 14 Arizona. And I said last night Arizona's a little bit lower than I expect them to open up this season, but I guess now tonight's an opportunity to prove it.
Yeah, we'll see if they can indeed. I believe they were lower on some lists, but higher on others, and I'm really excited to see if they can kind of break that shell open, if they can really compete against a team like Maryland, because Maryland, we've already kind of seen what they can do. We already expected them to be a contender. They were able to take down Louisiana in 3. It was a close 3-game series, all things considered, but Arizona, if they can put up a good showing, they can very well kind of show themselves as one of those top teams, maybe break into that top 10.
I mean, I think a win here tonight moves them pretty high, especially if they beat Purdue later. I'd be 2 teams they beat that are ranked ahead of them. So, you'd at least drop 2 teams. But again, we saw Syracuse lose last night. How far will they fall? They'll play Cincinnati later on stream tonight. So they might really suffer a big fall, but they'll get another loss later on tonight. If tonight goes just as bad as last night did.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. As yeah, Texas A&M got themselves a huge win over the Orange, but we'll see what happens in this one, as we do have Maryland in the lobby. Terps versus Wildcats. And I mean, what a non-conference game. Again, it's always so fun to see these two sides clash, doing it once again.
Gonna be a lot of fun. It looks like Hexy, Cozy P, and Turtle, the starting roster here for Maryland, followed with Amp, Bob, and Shore. So no Kotala for Arizona. I'm not sure. I think Shore might be the new third. I'm not sure what the starting order is for this lineup, but it is Kotala that is missing tonight. Or maybe they made a decision that Kotala is now a sub.
Yeah, unsure. I believe that is the case. I think Shore is going to be the new third in place of Kotala, replacing him on the Cats. So we'll see how this trio is able to do in what is considered a very much an uphill battle with how Maryland look. The Wildcats, they're going to have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, it looks like Kotala is. I mean, he was the one handling all the registration stuff, so I'm not sure if he's just missing tonight or if he's now been benched. But I guess we're about to find out what this new look roster looks like.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued to see how Shore competes. Yeah. Okay, so I'm excited to see how he does alongside Amp and Bob. We've seen those two a lot. We know Bob can kind of have that ability to take over, and seeing Shore alongside these two going to be a very fun look for Arizona, going toe-to-toe with UMD here to start their Season 8.
Yeah, Bob just confirmed to me that Shore is the new third. He's replaced Kotala, so this will be a roster we see a lot this season. It's going to be Turtle on the first one.
Yeah, 4 seconds in, maybe not the cleanest start you want, as it was just a misread there from Bob, and Turtle knew all he had to do was poke it on target, did just that.
We talked last season a lot, or even really in the past couple of seasons, about Bob playing hero ball for Arizona and saving them in crucial situations. If he's going to step up, tonight's the night to do so.
Yeah, definitely excited to see if he can kind of have that pop-off potential, especially against a team that is as dangerous as Maryland. That's going to be something necessary. As a late touch from Hexy gets it through. Shore had no boost to work with. Early 2-0 go the Terps.
22 seconds in, Arizona trailing 2 pretty early on here, but again, we saw last night with Louisiana, that one kind of get out to a quick start in game 1. A kickoff goal from Lawson. I believe Lawson a couple goals pretty quickly, so Arizona might have started slow. We'll see how game 1 progresses.
Yeah, it already looks like Maryland are feeling very content with themselves. You saw Hexy going for that last ball, was way up on the sidewall, had to pre-flip just to get a touch, didn't get much power behind it, didn't matter, was enough as Amp snaps it down to Shore. Good look here towards the top right corner, no good. Shore off the backboard. Great late touch out of Cozy, as he had himself a solid performance as well versus Louisiana here to start off Season 8 last night. And excited to see what he can once again do here. Maybe a big 50 on Bob. He holds him down to the corner. And
this will be a really big win too for Maryland, despite, the Arizona's new roster. Turtle makes it 3-0, but it should be a win of quality as Arizona, a contender to win the Big 12.
Yeah, took down Louisiana. That was already a solid win, with Louisiana at 16 now. Could have the chance to take down a 14 team as well. And I mean, at this pace, they're in pretty good shape, I'd say.
Heck, a minute in, up 3-0. I mean, that's about as favorable as it's going to get in the opening 60, Jonas. But, we'll play on here in game 1, a minute 15 off the clock. The Wildcats got to get something going, down by 3.
Yeah, need to find just some sense of control in this game already, as we saw a little bit of a push there from Shore and Amp before, and now seeing it a little bit more here again. But Turtle and Hexy both back with so much boost to work with. Turtle works it out to Cozy. He tries to find a free jump, and Hexy right back down to Turtle. Backboard double. No Amp is there. But again, you can see how confident Maryland look already in this game.
Absolutely, and Arizona's offense, I really feel like it's kind of a team that historically started slow, and maybe they just got on or just barely kind of warmed up a little bit, and it's also a new roster, so it might just take some time to get used to Shore being the new third here. But I expect game 2 to be a little bit closer off the beginning where, they're not going to see an opening 60 down by 3.
Yeah, I'm expecting Maryland to try and find some highlight reel plays. That is what I'm expecting. I mean, we've already seen Hexy pre-jumping a little bit, trying to find these crazy looks on infield passes, and I think that very well might stay the case, and it's going to be up to Arizona to kind of really try and suppress those opportunities and force the fact that they can be unsafe, and we'll see if they can punish eventually. But right now, it's just the Terrapins looking cozy as can be.
Half the game gone, still 3-0, favoring the Terrapins of Maryland. As 2 minutes and change to go. Jonas, what's got to change in the second half here if you're Arizona?
I mean, we need to see them start taking possession more. I think that's one thing that I want to look out for. We're kind of seeing them look a little bit uncomfy, kind of booming the ball away. You can see Amp try and put this one middle, but no boost to work with. No one there supporting as second. Bob might have a good look on a solo play. Cozy is able to shut him down. Amp late as second does put away the 50, but saved again. Maybe that closer second man might help turn the tables a little bit for Arizona as well.
And Cozy's second and third touches just gotta be annoying to Arizona here. That's 2 dead for Maryland. As Cozy's alone, no good there from Amp. And Arizona, a couple of good opportunities late here in the 3rd minute, but again, it comes to nothing.
Yeah, we're seeing the Terps look so in control as Cozy delivers it to Turtle, drops down. Bob will work himself away. 40 boost left for a dunk. Hexy gets himself out to Cozy. 2v1 on the other side. Shore caught out with low boost. Not much to go still here. Finds a great 50 left. And now a demo from Bob on Hexy will create a little bit more space for the Cats, but the Terps not done yet. Another good challenge from Bob to slow things down, but the pace being completely ran by Maryland.
Absolutely. And, again, to Arizona's demise, the opening 60 seconds where things just kind of took a rough turn. But the last 3 minutes have honestly been not bad. They've had a lot of more scoring opportunities and offensive chances to put something away. So you got to like what you've seen the last 3.5 minutes if you're Arizona. But that opening 60 is going to spell the demise here in game 1.
Yeah, though, just getting started early as Maryland, they're such an explosive team, such an explosive roster. Seemingly all 3 of those guys can really find ways to get on the board at seemingly any moment, and it's what makes them so lethal and can be so dangerous against the top teams, as can catch really anyone off guard, as they did to Arizona. Shore might have himself a great look here off the 50, held well by Hexy, even with low boost, as the final 10 seconds of regulation tick down. Arizona just looking for 1.
Now they're not going to get it, looks like. Here is no time rating on the clock. Maryland will win game 1, 3-0, barring a score here. Is Bob going to drop this one through? For sure, there's one. 3-1 the final.
So they do get the 1, a nice late surge here, and Bob ultimately a good low boost touch, and Hexy just kind of floating on the goal line. Don't think the Terrapins are going to mind it too much, as still a comfortable game 1 again. Were able to score 3 in the 1st minute, a great start, and then just kind of played their way forward. Didn't have to do too much, too little.
I mean, that's what you hope for, as if you're Maryland here, obviously, that 1st minute, very, very good. 3 goals, and you held off Arizona for about 4 minutes there towards the end. So, but your offense also went cold the last 4 minutes on the other end. So, if Arizona's offense can continue kind of peppering shots, I mean, they outshot Maryland by a big margin. So if that continues in game 2, this could flip.
Yeah, 10-4 on shots. Of course, the big difference that you're looking at is Arizona going 1 of 10, Maryland going 3 of 4. So staying very efficient as a unit. Turtle going 2 of 2 early on. And again, Arizona need to be able to kind of find more quality looks, as did see some easy saves being made by the Terps. Didn't quite feel too pressured, and Arizona just maybe have to build a little bit more. Again, I want to see them take possession, maybe play for a bit more bumps. You never want to really get scrappy and play physical, but it's something that can always give you a chance against those great teams.
Absolutely agreed. And going to game 2, I think Arizona's offense has got to level up. I think they've got to make a presence early. And if they start slow and they start off down in a 0-2 deficit, game 2 might be just as ugly.
And I think the server may have bugged.
Did it?
As
Yep,
Yep,
it
there it
died.
goes.
It did crash.
Yeah, because it froze on that ending screen for a while. It was supposed to transition immediately towards the second game. It didn't really move anywhere, so we will get game number
Oh, now I have to set
two
up a lobby.
reset. Yeah, there we go.
Hold on. Yeah, okay, yeah, we're good. There we go. Looks like we love that.
Yeah, I mean that's not too surprising. With how
Right.
the servers have been, and yeah, it's not too shocking, but we will get Arizona right back in again, hungry for more, trying to find themselves a quick comeback, and Maryland back on the pitch as well. Game 2 set to go at Forbidden Temple. Arizona trying to bring it right back.
Alright, game 2, Arizona a chance to warm up last game. It didn't quite go their way. The first 60 seconds spelled their demise. Game 2 now a chance to start off with a new slate of 0-0.
Yeah, and ultimately they just want to take advantage and want to have everything locked from the get-go. I think if Arizona are able to put that first goal away, they're going to be feeling much more comfortable, but that is one of those things much easier said than done.
And again, scoring on Maryland too is no easy feat, especially with now Cozy P in the lineup. It makes it even tougher to get past this Maryland team. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the national tournament.
Yeah, Cozy's a guy we know has a ton of ranked experience, and I believe he's been up at 2K MMR. His ones gameplay has always been strong and really locked things down. But this shot off the post from Turtle, Cozy lobs it middle, searching for Hex. He's lurking back once the sidewall double, ends up knocking it towards the yellow net momentarily, as Arizona still struggling to get through. Demo on the far side. Turtle chips it over one. Bob spawns the right direction, but it doesn't matter. Turtle puts away the go-ahead.
Well, one goal in the opening 62 seconds here. It will lead Maryland by 1. And you mentioned the Cozy P 1v1 gameplay. I mean, if you're not sub to him on YouTube, he does a lot of short-form content with 1v1 clips. And dude's mechanically disgusting. If you're not sub to him, go sub to him. He's worth the watch. But 1 minute off the clock. It's 1-0 for the Terps.
Yeah, and Maryland, they just want to keep on moving forward and just keep on scoring. And Arizona have got to find a way to make this team uncomfortable. As the Terps are a team kind of like Akron, where if they're comfortable, they just look like they can do no wrong. They will just go for highlights. They'll go for passing plays, solo plays. It does not matter. And once they're in their rhythm, they're entirely impossible to stop, as you got to find something to you got to throw off that groove. You do, and Arizona right now haven't provided too much of a threat to do so. Cozy wants top shelf, misses off the bar, but again, you can see Arizona still on the back heel.
And Amp and Shore, they both had 0 boosts. Maryland, just a couple of opportunities here at Shore. Another save with nothing. We'll find another save out of harm's way here. The second minute off the clock. Still 1-0. Arizona will escape, though.
Yeah, and again, not having a lot of boosts to get the offense going. Another good 50 from Turtle. Amp having possession. Cozy immediately trying to meet him off the ceiling. Can't reach a good beat there. Bob looking for a top right corner. Big pinch away from Turtle. Connects with a double straight down as well. 30 boost. Looking middle for another pre-jumping. Actually, we saw that a couple times in game number 1. I don't think that's going anywhere this series.
He almost hit him, too, there. That one looked pretty good for a moment, but this is almost a drop-down free goal for Arizona. Didn't quite jump on it at the right time, but you know what? Maryland's defense is so good, and you could make a lot of mistakes, and still you will not score. One more chance here from Amp to the far corner. It's good for 1.
And just keep pressing here. Turtle getting demoed. Hexy just having to sit in net. Cozy with nothing. Hexy might have been able to get there. Cozy landed on him a little bit. Kind of threw off that momentum, threw off that approach, and now Arizona do get their first, still 1-1, and you got to feel that maybe Maryland are going to be able to snap it right back, as Cozy does get himself a nice 50. Wildcats are really looking to put the pedal to the metal here.
I kind of thought last night, I know we didn't really make predictions because just due to timing constraints, I was kind of thinking Maryland's going to win here in 4, but it would not surprise me if we see Champions Field tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Could go that way. And it's ultimately going to, I think, be kind of up to Maryland and how they approach things, as that is 3 misses in a row for the Wildcats. All three players having a chance to make contact, none doing. Amp misses, Bob misses, then Shore misses, and Cozy will just take the open one.
I mean, Arizona's defense, they're gonna get them punished, as they sure had a pretty clear whiffed. So they're gonna get scored on there, unfortunately for them, but play continues on. Plenty of time still to go. 98 seconds left to score one and get us back to level.
And Turtle immediately hunting down Shore. It will be taken away off the near side post. Bob, good boost here, looking for a turn, trying to go for bumps, finds one. Amp lobs it towards the backboard. Cozy and Turtle both there. Double commit. Shore fires wide, and the Terps will be able to break out of their own half.
We saw last night with Turtle. He went for a lot of bumps last night and really kind of messed up the Louisiana defense, and it led to a couple of goals for Maryland, and Arizona's kind of feeling that same pressure here.
Yeah, it does seem so, as, you know, Maryland are one of those teams that they can just kind of lean forward anytime they want to, as all seem to have the ability to kind of hold down maybe a 1v2, maybe even a 1v3 defensively, and just stall time for everyone to get back. They're not too afraid to overcommit. Still can, of course, get burned as any team can, but just much less frequently.
Arizona now 40 seconds left to score one here, as Cozy will find a touchdown to Hexy. He'll fire. There's a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, and that is just great communication and great knowledge of Cozy, just able to lob this one straight down. Hexy sitting there, and you can see Shore just locked in no man's land, didn't know whether to challenge, didn't know whether a shot was coming from Cozy, tried to retreat in time, could not get it done.
Shore sitting duck there on the goal line. Arizona down 2, fired on target, no good, and there's a kill on the far side, sets up a free transition for the Terrapins. That's 2 dead, open target, all 3 kill. That's an early goal, 4-1.
And an absolute massacre at the Temple as Bob tried to escape, and ultimately just no one left to stop it. Maryland all over the Wildcats 4-1, and think that's gonna seal us going into game 3.
Demos galore there for Arizona, but nonetheless, I mean, game 2 kind of spelled the same story of game 1 here for Maryland for me, and I think, you know, this is a team that's going to make a really, really deep run in April, I'm afraid, for most teams in the league, and beating this team is going to be a really, really tough challenge.
Yeah, will indeed. Here's a good shot from Amp. 2 seconds for 2 goals. Technically possible. Don't think it's very much gonna happen, but Amp, a great top shelf strike there as Bob was creating the pressure, and ultimately, if you're Arizona, you just gotta be happy going into the 3rd game with a little bit of momentum.
You gotta find a way to turn something around now if you're Arizona. Down to 0-2. Now Maryland went away from a sweep here.
Yeah, and trying to really turn things around again. Saw Arizona have 7 looks in that one. Oh, that was an East server. I did almost mention the ping of Maryland, because all of them were at a very clean 8 ping, and that looked like one of the best Central servers I've seen.
I forgot to change it because
Goosenob's not happy one bit.
I forgot you were host the first game.
Yeah, unfortunately, it does just happen sometimes, and I think Maryland were, you know, they were still looking content in that one, and didn't hear any complaints from Arizona during the game, but we'll see how game 3 looks.
Honestly,
if it just completely flips the script, yeah.
All your fault, man.
No, whoa.
Hey,
I wasn't in charge of the server of that one. I don't know what to say.
Just giving you a hard time.
We'll see if the Wildcats can bring it around. Central server now for game 3. Arizona need a reverse sweep to try and topple Maryland, and the Terps can again have a feeling that they're just going to go into this 3rd game having a lot of fun. I'm expecting a lot more pre-jumps.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, again, Arizona has to win 3 in a row. It's got to start on the offensive end here, because Maryland's defense is tough to beat. You know, it's kind of like playing Akron. You know, you got to limit them to 1 goal a game to beat them.
Yeah, you got to be able to slow them down. I think that's the biggest thing. Just really kind of keep them controlled. A lot of these teams, a lot of the teams at the top can just seem to go on these incredible runs where we saw it from Maryland firsthand, first minute of the series, put up 3 goals. Arizona couldn't do anything about it, and then started to see the Wildcats find their rhythm a little bit more, but by that time it was already too late. You have to be going from the opening kickoff, and you got to be ready, and Maryland they've been ready. They've taken full advantage, and Arizona, again, still think they have the potential to really compete. Haven't quite seen it yet.
Alrighty, everyone's here. Arizona thought I changed the lobby info, but they're back in the lobby. We're back game 3. Arizona got to win 3 in a row.
And it all starts here in game number 3, and a good demo from Bob to try and create the opening short. Tough angle. It did make the switch into the Fennec as Amp just getting in the way of Cozy. Turtle there, no boost, tries to play it off the back wall. Bob getting challenged again by Cozy. Amp doing a good job being aware to get up to this one. Now Turtle trying to win his way through the corner, again falling to the Wildcats as they try and break back on the offensive side.
4.5 to go. Drop down. Short fires. No good. Hexy will pick up the save for Maryland. About 30 seconds down into game 3, and Arizona's offense comes away with nothing on its first possession.
Yeah, ultimately looking like the demos are really going to increase as Hexy fires this one wide. Could be a good chance on transition for Arizona. Bob, no boost to work with. A good 50 from Cozy. Now he's low. Amp just trying to shake him off it. Short taking control. Now getting him up. Turtle trying to snipe the back corner, but only finds Bob's Octane. First minute gone. Has been staying competitive, and you can see Arizona really trying to pick up the pace offensively.
106 gone. Hexy double attempt here is no good. Wide left as Amp will pick it up for the Cats defense here. Now Arizona's re-enters the yellow territory, but this offense has got to go to work here in game 3 and set up shop if they're going to have any success the last 15 minutes here to find a way to reverse sweep Maryland.
They had a chance there as there was a team bump between Hexy and Cozy, but Turtle as third was able to win himself back in time to cover the goal line. As Shore trying to go back the other way, leaves it for Bob. Hexy remaining in the corner, steals possession. Shore going middle, no one there as was the demo. Bob was looking to steal a corner boost. Now Amp slow play. Cozy there going for a bump. Again, you can see the first man a lot for Arizona, usually getting a touch trying to play something center, then immediately turning for a bump or demo, and maybe that's just the strategy change that Arizona are leaning into here in game 3.
2 minutes off the clock, still 0-0 in game 3 here, but Arizona's offense seems like they're picking up pressure. Sure, will rotate back in that one, hit back in favor of Turtles, a kill on the far side. Now Maryland, a chance in transition is broken up by Amp, and Maryland still with control of the red territory, and Arizona will come away with nothing.
Yeah, and still some good showings out of Maryland trying to break down this Wildcats defense. Arizona holding steady. A good save there from Amp. Now Shore trying to stay controlled, find himself a good flick out. He does. Straight to Turtle. Low boost. Bob extends his way towards the corner. Now Hexy last back was able to dodge the demo from Shore. Finds a good 50 out. And this is the kind of uncomfort we were talking about that Arizona needs to prove that they can provide, as Maryland have been able to find themselves a lot of control in this game, as have had to pick up the pace. The Wildcats controlling strong. That is exactly what Arizona need to keep doing. Tough pace to pick up and might get countered here. No Bob there to cover it on the bar.
Arizona's defense comes up big there. Now can the offense make it happen in transition, as again still a scoreless game. Minute 45 to go. One goal might be enough to hold them off.
Backflip towards the corner, and Turtle trying to find his way up. Another big 50. Bob going center. Hexy another good clear out. 90 seconds. Amp looms over 2 Terps to get it back out to Shore. Still nothing on the board for either side. A good 50 from Shore, searching for a demo. Cozy gets it away to the other side.
1:15 to go. Arizona. The offense, another look here for Bob. Double is no good. Back for Shore as he's dunked by Turtle. Sets up again. Turtle on the rebound as Amp finds the clear. Now about a minute left to go. Still tied at 0.
Shore punches it towards Amp, gets it off the ceiling, force the double coming out, but Cozy with a great outspeed. Turtle lurking with no boost, can't do much of anything. Shore Now having 0 might leave it. No, just wins his way into the corner. Couldn't steal the boost. Has to kind of drop back now. Hexy taking away, looking for Turtle. Another good challenge out of Bob as the Terps being really limited their own half. Demo from Amp and Shore there to clean up shop. Arizona claimed the lead with only 36 left in regulation.
36 seconds. A Demo opens it up. And you talked earlier about demos and how it's going to be a big factor. Well, the one goal we've seen here was a demo play.
Yeah, I mean, again, you just got to make Maryland uncomfortable, and that was a brutal demo found by Amp coming down off the back wall. Nowhere for Maryland to go, and Shore able to clean it up on the goal line now. 25 left to go. Maybe another look. Amp down to Bob, intercepted. Could be a good transition. Again, the instant challenge out of Shore and Arizona. Not looking to give any time to Maryland. Hexy bangs it the wrong way, and now a good beat from Bob. Amp has the wide open net, and what a facilitation by Bob.
It's 8 seconds left. Arizona looks like they're going to see a game 4 here, Jonas, but you know, as we've seen in reverse fleets, it's game by game. Can't look too far ahead of yourself.
And again, this is the exact kind of look you want to see out of Arizona going up against this top 3 ranked team. We will see one got on the kickoff by Turtle. As the cheat works out perfectly there, there's still a chance here for Maryland. Arizona, don't get too comfy yet.
6 to go, still time on the clock for one more. As now we'll see if Arizona can avoid any kickoff shenanigans here, as now that cheat way further back this time around. Playing it comfortably, 1 second to go. Maryland trying to go the whole field. Arizona trying to kill it. There's the kill.
Yeah, no playing around there from Shore. Did not want to give any chances for Maryland to end down and find a 0-second play, as we did see them have a great 0-second goal versus Louisiana last night. And if anyone from the Wildcats was watching, didn't want to risk another chance of that. Arizona send us to the 4th game, keeping the series alive. And again, we're able to control the pace, set the pace, and Maryland just could not keep up.
I mean, a 1 goal difference. I mean, you know, that demo play made all the difference. I mean, you know, you saw the kickoff goal Maryland got at the end, had a chance to, you know, get back into it. But Arizona does find a way to get through game 3. We'll see if they can force a game 5.
It was all server, probably. It wasn't the play style change. It wasn't the physicality. I think it was all server. But Maryland just disappeared as soon as the kickoff was about to get underway. I believe we were missing someone.
Yeah, I guess we're missing somebody. I gotta back out.
Who did we lose?
We lost Turtle.
Oh, we did lose Turtle. Well,
I know they have a PCL match right now, so I think they're trying to figure that out. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, that very well could be it.
Because they're supposed to play a PCL game at 7, and now it's 7:02. I know they have. They have 15 minutes though, so hopefully we can get through this in the next 15 minutes. Okay, you load into a second.
Wait,
are they all on your server?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I'm coming.
No, you still have to reset it.
Wait, oh my goodness.
The ball was rolling around.
Oh yeah, okay. Okay, I think that's server's dead now.
You could just see it.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Man, we're
it looks like an attempt to speed things up. I think they might have slowed things down a lot more.
It's still doing it. Okay, I gotta change the info.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, back out.
Yeah, we're figuring it out as we speak. We'll get it all reset. We'll get everyone back in. Unfortunately for Maryland, are gonna have to kind of work themselves through the PCL match as well. I mean, they gotta get this next match done, as otherwise it's gonna be a little bit dangerous. They have to try and end it in 4.
Let's roll. We got 12 minutes. Arizona game 4, a chance to send us a game 5. I think we have time for game 5. So as long as, Maryland's PCL opponents are not, complete y'all know what's, they should be okay.
We'll have to indeed see, but they would like to just end it now, as Hexy trying to work his way out and immediately will run low on boost again. I'm curious to see how Maryland kind of approached this game. We saw Arizona, you know, they went down 0-2. We saw the changes made. We saw them pick up the pace. We saw the physicality increase, and that is not the move, Cozy.
Well, that is an own goal, probably the first career own goal for Cozy P as well with CCS, but that's just that's just a really unfortunate wrong place, wrong time moment.
That was just, yeah, wrong place is the biggest thing there. Did not have to be right there in the net with no boost. Hexy made the save, and Cozy was just kind of staring it, but Hexy will get it right back. No questions, 1-1.
As Arizona flung all three players into the left corner with a, you know, the ball is clearly going to fling out back to midfield. No one is ready for it. 1-1.
Yeah, it was a mistouch from Amp, and then Bob had the bump on shore as well. As that is a tough stop there, as, you know, kind of two mistakes on either side, giving a look as Turtle was slowed down trying to take out Bob. It will give Arizona another chance middle. It will be again swiped away by the Terps. Another miss here from Cozy. Backflip from Turtle doesn't matter. Hexy looms overall and claims the lead for Maryland.
And that Arizona lead did not last all that long. As 4:08 to go, the Terps back in front by 1. It's Hexy again for his second of the game.
Yeah, and Hexy, if there's one guy you're going to count on to just elevate this team to, you know, just insane heights, it would be him almost every single time. Of course, having the great supporting cast of Turtle and Cozy as he immediately lifts it into the crossbar. Turtle can't quite get it past. Bob was able to hang on the goal line tight for Arizona, but now the lead with Maryland. Arizona, again, this is the time you got to push that pace. You got to take risk, and Bob looking for one, but Turtle shuts down the read.
Amp around 1 as Turtle will launch forward. He's got Cozy P up, go the drop down, no good. 3.5 to go. Arizona's offense back across center field. It's met from Hexy though, and Hexy, one of the players to watch this season. He's, you know, but mechanically disgusting. First of all, and this is a really good Maryland team. I think they're going to go a long way. Arizona as well, but you know, they're putting up a good fight.
Yeah, I mean, this Maryland team has always been very dangerous, but I mean, they just look even scarier, even more confident in themselves as well with Cozy a part of the trio. And, you know, they've shown it. They showed it against Louisiana, despite them all being close 1-goal games. 2 out of those 3 games in the sweep being overtimes, and the third being a 0-second game winner. They still look so comfortable. They look like they were having fun. And I'm expecting that to stay the case really all season long.
I think the difference tonight, though, is that last night Louisiana was not pressuring Maryland in the air. Arizona is pressuring Maryland on the 50-50 challenges and, you know, in the aerial challenges, and I think it's really making a difference in the midfield here for Arizona tonight.
Yeah, it's something that the Wildcats weren't really doing the first 2 games, then knew they needed to make a change in game 3. Then they started getting more and more aggro, but Hexy, does he slide his way through? He didn't finish it. He had the chance to tap it in off the far post. He thought it was in, he left it.
Must have thought it was a goal. Well, that one, well, thank their lucky stars for Arizona. It's still just a 1-goal deficit they'll have to climb out of, but Maryland trying to make it through here as it's in midfield, no one home, as Maryland now finally there as Hexy finds a drop down, and it's good from Hexy.
Yeah, and the returning duo of Hexy and Turtle just willing to make it look so easy. Turtle was sitting there looking for so long. Amp, no boost, nowhere to go, and Hexy tells him to get off the tracks for his hat trick.
I'm surprised Bob didn't try to make a touch there, leaving it straight for Maryland to make a play, but they find themselves down by 2. Now Hexy with free space and time. He's blocked off by Amp, and 2 minutes left to go. Arizona lead 2.
Cozy might have been searching for a psycho touch there, and that's why it might not be the best decision, as immediately snapped up by the Wildcats. They're back within 1.
Yeah, he put Turtle in a bad spot there. 1:49 to go. They're back within 1. And Arizona and Maryland trade out goals from Hexy and Shore, and now we're back to level, or back down by 1.
Yeah, Shore took full advantage of that mistouch, was able to put it nicely towards the bottom right side under Cozy, as still lots of time for Arizona to try and tack on the other, but would expect Maryland to want to find themselves more of a more of a supporting lead here, as do not want to just be up by one. And Hexy looking to delay it around Bob. He does, might have a ground pinch there as well. Amp, another good deflection. Turtle trying to lift it over. Amp has to go all the way to the far side. Maybe a look as Hexy just waiting back as third. He's really trying to create a solo play.
Maryland's insurance goal did not last too long, as have lead already back down to 1 minute remaining, as Maryland now trying to close out a win in 4 here. The Wildcats need one more.
Sure, trying to force an awkward read, but Cozy more than capable. Pre-flip, Bob might have a double off his own. No good. Far side, he's going to leave it for Amp. Sure, sitting middle as second. Amp can't quite get it to him. Turtle more than happy just to clear it away for the Terrapins. Bob, has 15 for the dunk, as Cozy gives some extra support once again for the side of Maryland. And less than 30 seconds to go. Arizona, they got to switch something up here.
20 seconds left, and Arizona's at a boost here. Turtle also with nothing. Cozy picking up a corner. Right now, Arizona trying to get through, but they hand that one over the last defender. Amp makes a touch, and Arizona hang on. 10 to go.
Yeah, beauty of a touch. I will admit, I didn't have a lot of faith in Amp. I thought he completely misread it.
Same.
No, he had it completely in check, but Arizona can't focus on that. They need to focus on getting one more away. Double commit. Cozy sets it down into the grass, and Maryland will start off their season 2-0, sweeping Louisiana, 3-1ing Arizona, but really saw that potential show out of the Wildcats.
Yeah, I mean, again, 3-1, your final score. I mean, not a bad showing for Arizona as well. I mean, again, you pick off a game against Maryland, probably expected to lose tonight. I'm not going to dock them really much at all, if anything, for tonight. I mean, again, you're playing a number 3 team in the country as a 14 team, so I'm not going to really punch them really too much in the rankings for that one. They looked good.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they got that one game win again when they were able to kind of lock things in. They got started, able to really show Maryland that kind of pace that they can set. And when they controlled the tempo, they looked great. They looked unstoppable. Couldn't quite bring it to fruition again in that 4th game. Again, we're just able to capitalize on some more of those Terrapins mistakes, but definitely have the potential to see them compete at that tough spot. And when you're, down 11 in the rankings to a team like this, that's exactly what you want to show. Not that you can win, not that you can dominate, but that you can fight, that you can compete. That is exactly what Arizona did.
I mean, 2 1-goal games and 2 2-goal games. I mean, I'm not going to really say too much about that one from Arizona. They looked good. That was a solid showing, I'd say, and I think you're still heavy favorites and contenders to go win the Big 12. Know what to deal with Colorado and the new look Cincinnati roster this semester, but still should be a front runner there to win their conference, and so they should still be, probably a 4 seed if at the worst come Selection Sunday. So, I'm not gonna, hurt them too much for that one. We'll see how they look against Purdue later this week.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how they look versus the Boilermakers once conference play starts. They start out with Houston and Texas Tech, and after that, will take on Colorado, and I'll be very excited to see how they do against the Buffaloes. That should be a great conference matchup. Still pretty early on in the season. Maryland on the other side, I mean, they're still looking dangerous as ever. Saw a couple mistakes there. We did see them lag behind in that 3rd game. Saw them fall behind the Wildcats a little bit, but still looking like a contender. Still looking scary, and the Big Ten better watch out.
Well, I think the Big Ten's the best league in the country at the moment, Jonas, but we'll have to wait and see. But hopefully we're together for that one, for the Arizona-Colorado game in week 3, I think it is. But again, we'll have to wait and see how the rest of this week goes with Arizona-Purdue still to come. And now up next, Cincinnati-Syracuse at 7:45 Eastern here in about 30 minutes. I'm going to end the stream and go to a break. But here in a moment. But again, looking forward to that game, Jonas. We saw last night Syracuse just got manhandled by A&M. And we saw A&M go to 5 with UCF. Are all 3 of those teams middle of the pack? Or are all 3 of those teams actually pretty good?
I mean, it's tough to say. In my opinion, I did not see what I wanted to see out of Syracuse. I think that Texas A&M team looked very strong. Think they're definitely deserving of like a top 20 spot in the rankings. Syracuse, I need to see more from them. I really do. They're going to have a chance to show it versus Cincinnati, but the Bearcats, they are scared. We know that Cincinnati have proven themselves to be a very strong competitor, a tournament team nearly every season. They're going to be a real test for Syracuse. Already saw Texas A&M, where this is where they kind of have to try and redeem themselves, especially in my eyes.
And we knew that, A&M had a new look roster coming into this season. There's a lot of questions to be answered. There still is plenty of questions to be answered. And how much can they compete in the SEC? But, that was number 21. Now tonight they play number 11. That's a big step up here to Cincinnati, where we know they're going to be much better than A&M and a lot more aggressive in the offensive play style when you have Missick inside the front court. So they're going to have a lot of their hands full tonight, and we'll have to wait and see how this one goes in 30 minutes. But if it goes anywhere like last night, Syracuse is going to have to be, a lot of questions they got to figure out the answers to, and I think it's going to be a rough season if things continue to go that way.
Yeah, I agree. I have very, very high hopes for Syracuse. I want to see them perform well. Again, that showing versus Texas A&M versus the Aggies was not what it needed to be, getting swept by number 21 when you're number 8. I mean, we've seen crazy upsets happen before, but even on the field, Nation, I don't know about you, it didn't really feel like an upset. A&M just felt better, and they looked more consistent. Syracuse didn't quite see it from them. Again, if they want to kind of redeem themselves in that showing to try and work themselves back in, prove that they can be a top 10 team, really even top 15, they got to show that they can compete with a team like Cincy.
Well, tonight's a big opportunity to prove themselves later on in the evening, but, last night didn't go the way they wanted it to. Tonight's a big chance to right those wrongs and rewrite the ship here for CCS Season 8. But, if tonight goes just as bad as last night, they enter the ACC with even a better ACC than last season when they got pretty far. And they had Gavilan. It's a new roster now, replacing Gavilan with Niels. But, again, you've got to be on your game playing in a power conference in CCS. All 4 of those power leagues are very good at the moment.
Yeah, they really are, and I'm pretty sure that week 3, aka the second week of conference play, they do play the Virginia Tech Hokies.
That's a big game,
and that's gonna be an early test for them. That is gonna be a big game. They're gonna have to show up and show out. They need to they got to right the ship already. I think they got thrown off course with Texas A&M. They got to find their way back very steadily, very quickly. Otherwise, it's gonna be a tough season ahead.
I mean, if you drop to 0-2 in the non-conference, start out conference play, those opportunities of quality wins are going to come and go. So you've got to find your way to pick up a couple and, do enough to find your way into the tournament. Or else Syracuse could be on their way to missing it. So we'll see how the rest of this evening goes. We're going to go to a break where I'm going to end the stream, be back live about 20-30 minutes. We'll see you guys at 7:45 for number 11 Cincinnati, number 8 Syracuse after the break.